Hello, barn burners, barn busters. I'm Bradford Becker. Welcome to our program. This evening we continue on into our 22nd year of broadcasting Red Barn Radio, and we welcome you to show number 852. That's your show, 852. From the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music at Morehead State University in Morehead, Kentucky, the Mountain Music Ambassadors showcase a variety of bluegrass, old-time, and country music stylings featuring students studying traditional music. The ambassadors have entertained audiences across the United States and internationally in the People's Republic of China, Ireland, Hungary, and Slovakia. KCTM, Kentucky Center for Traditional Music at Morehead State, has an active student exchange with talented musicians from Hungary. This evening, we're so glad they're here on stage tonight, and I look forward to introducing them in just a few minutes. We're so glad to share with you the music of the Mountain Music Ambassadors from Morehead State University.
If you need an education for the road that lies ahead, and you want to run life's race like a Kentucky thoroughbred, for much more opportunity, come to Morehead State, and you'll be soaring higher, be part of something great. Come to Morehead State. If you need an education for the road that lies ahead, and you want to run life's race like a Kentucky thoroughbred, for much more opportunity, come to Morehead State, and you'll be soaring higher, be part of something great. Come to Morehead State.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Recognized as one of the premier institutions for studying American traditional music, the KCTM's focus extends beyond the classroom, connecting students with accomplished musicians to create a learning environment that combines musical prowess with a deep understanding of the industry. Under the direction of Daxson Lewis and Ruth McLain, the current lineup of the mountain music ambassadors includes Lucy Becker, Jake and Irwin, Thomas Lyngklip, Robert Myers, Piroska Hoppál, Csenge Ladanyi, Martón Pachert, and Barna Turi. Welcome back, the music ambassadors from Morehead State.
Thank you so much, Brad. Glad to be here with you. The first two numbers that you heard were the mountain music ambassadors doing the Morehead theme, which was written by Raymond and Diane McLain, who are here with us tonight. We love doing that every show. And the second song that you heard was a great fiddle tune called Wheelhouse. Now we'd like to move into maybe some love songs of a certain nature. This is called The Little Girl of Mine in Tennessee.
Was the sweetest little girl that was ever in this world. That little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, the little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. She begged me not to go, you'll be sorry, dear, I know, for the way that you've been treating me. So I rambled all around, but there's no one to be found to take the place of her in Tennessee. Oh, the little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Someday I'll wander back to that little rundown shack. The little girl, she'll be waiting there for me. I can see her smiling face waiting for me at the gate. That little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, the little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll settle down
song for you comes to us from Pennsylvania. His name is Robert Myers. And Brad, like you said, we're going to do a variety of material this evening, and right now we would like to ask our 4 Hungarian exchange students to come forward. And of course, back home in Hungary, they're studying Hungarian traditional music, right? Much like we are studying American traditional music at the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music. And so this song is one that's pretty common in our repertoire. It talks about good morning country rain, seeing the rain falling out over a country morning, and it showcases a bit of the exchange that's happening musically.
Country rain, good to be back home again. Magic that I can't explain in a good old country rain. Sat for hours, just watching rain fall on the flowers. Oh, I hope I never change. Good morning, country rain. Good morning, country rain. Good to be back home again. Magic that I can't explain in a good old country rain. I think of you and all the changes I've gone through. Oh, it can drive a girl insane. Good morning, country rain. Good morning, country rain. Good to be back home again. Magic that I can't explain in a good old country rain. Good morning, country rain. Good to be back home again. Magic that I can't explain in a good old country rain.
What would you think about doing a song in Hungarian?
I would love to do that.
Okay. Well, the Mountain Music Ambassadors just had the opportunity about 3 weeks ago to do a tour of Hungary and Slovakia. And it was a wonderful experience. And sort of in celebration of that, Tom worked on a song in Hungarian. And so if you know it, sing along.
Yeah. Ó, a házakban még faragott bútor áll, ahol még egyszerűen él apám s anyám. Ahol a sűrű erdők elnyelik a külvilág zaját, valaha ott látott meg engem a nagyvilág. Hol a lusta folyó a hegyek közé ér, ahol az utakon szürke portka portkavar a szél. Az az a hely, ahonnan eljöttem, már 10 éve is lehet. Itt örökre ott hagytam a szívemet. Nagyapám régi dalait énekelgettem, és a széllel kergetőzve nőttem fel. Lehet, hogy nem minden pillanatban emlékezem, de azt az időt sosem felejtem el. Közé ér, ahol az utakon szürke port kavar a szél. Az az a hely, ahonnan eljöttem, már 10 éve is lehet. Itt örökre ott hagytam a szívemet. Nagyosabban vágtad el egy nap, annál kedvesebbnek látom a múltamat. Hogy dejadból, vagy szeszélyből, vagy rossz kedvből teszem, te is megérted, ha eljössz majd velem. Szürke port kavar a szél, ahol a lusta folyó a hegyek közé ér. Ahol a lusta folyó a hegyek közé ér.
Wow, thanks. That's beautiful. Students, as so much of our time interviewing tonight is going to be dedicated to you, I'm wondering if I might just say a few words about your teachers before we get started. Does that sound okay with you all? So Red Barn has always been a program that not only celebrates musical artists, but also their teachers and their mentors. And that's why our staff and I know our audience is always excited to be here when we host college and university-based traditional music students, like the Mountain Music Ambassadors from Morehead. The ambassadors are led by two esteemed bluegrass players, Ruth McLain Smith, who is back there playing bass and always smiling, and Daxson Lewis, who you've met here on the banjo. Ruth McLain Smith has traveled and performed across a good part of the known universe, both as a soloist and a singer, mandolinist, and double bass playing member of the McLain Family Band. In 2013, the IBMA awarded the McLain Family Band with their Distinguished Achievement Award. Daxson Lewis, who is also the director of the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, or KCTM, as we've been referring to it, is well-versed in the business and art and history of traditional music. His experience as a publicist, as a booking agent, and a recording artist have made him a great spokesperson for higher ed traditional music programs across the country and across the world. And as you see, he is also a very accomplished banjo player who happened to be mentored by a guy named J.D. Crowe, who many of you have heard of, and also found himself on the Grand Ole Opry stage when he was just 15 years old. So who would not be impressed with the personal achievements of Ruth and Daxson, including their students? But what these students here will tell you first and foremost is that the love Daxson and Ruth have for what they do is contagious, and being with them in classes and on the road is joy with a capital J. So we want to thank you all for all that you bring to this program. And how exciting that you all have had this exchange going on with the Hungarian students, and I'd really like to have them assemble and up there, and you too, Ruth, because maybe you'd like to say some things too. Could I get all of you to come forward? And can we use also the instrument mic, Ed, near where Ruth is standing for? Oh, very good. That's great. Okay, thank you. All right. So yeah, so we're going to be working just with this microphone here. So if you can just be assembled around there, and I'll talk to both of you all, Csenge and Barney. I wonder if you all could get us started talking about what this exchange has been like for you all, coming and spending. Is it a full year?
Yeah, it's 2 semesters.
So why don't you go to this mic? Yeah. So it's 2 full semesters.
Yeah, 2 full semesters.
Yeah, right. And what were your expectations? What did you come here for? What was your hope?
Honestly, I couldn't figure out what to expect.
Uh-huh.
So I've never been to the United States, and I've never been away from home for this long. So honestly, I just come and hoped for the best, and well, it turned out really, really good. I really enjoy it.
Was it your
It's
goal?
amazing.
Was it your goal, Csenge, to learn more about singing? You're a beautiful singer. You also play another instrument, which we haven't even talked about, which we will talk about. But was it your desire to learn some singing styles of old-time traditional American music?
Yes, it was, and I wanted to learn the mandolin too. I'm really interested in playing the mandolin.
And so, what are you going to be playing some tonight?
Well, I already played some, like just chop chords. I only started to learn the mandolin in September, so I'm not very good at it.
Well, I mean,
No.
you started in
but-
September and you're performing already, so
Yeah.
that's
Trying.
you should be very, very proud of what you do. You have a beautiful voice, and I would love for you to tell folks a little bit about the other instrument that you play and that you'll be playing in some of the next 2 or 3 songs that you all are performing. Can you talk about your flute a little
Well, yeah. So I started to play the classical flute when I was 8, and I love it. I've played I think 12 years now, and so I brought my flute with me, and I was hoping to use it in bluegrass or in Hungarian folk music, which I got to do both, and I'm really happy about it. It's just a original classical flute.
Yeah.
And do you mean this one?
bit? That's the one I mean, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I was
Has no
confused
valves,
because
right? It has no valves. No valves at all, right?
Just the
right.
holes. Yeah, and so I have troubles naming this instrument because some people call it a flute, some people call it a whistle. It's actually almost like a tin whistle in Irish music, but it's
Yeah.
made of wood, and well, this one is made of plastic also. It has 6 holes, and with this one I can play in 3 or well, maybe 4 keys, C major and D minor and G major, so it's a bit limited. It's not chromatic.
Can you play just a little bit, just so we can hear the sound of the
course.
instrument? Yeah. It was pretty. Was that a song you were playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a Hungarian folk song.
Very nice. So wooden instruments that we play, guitars and other and violins and whatnot, they get better with age. Is it also the case that some of the flutes made out of wood also improve
Yeah.
over time?
Yes, actually it tunes differently a bit too. So this one got a bit lower voice, so it was a bit flat when. So by the time.
Yeah. Yes, right. I understand. Yes, right. The passage of time. Yeah, and
Yes,
so yes,
that's
right.
what I meant.
Right. Which everyone else did too. All right. Thanks. So, Barney, I wonder if you could. Would you mind stepping up that way? Sure. Yeah. Good. And so, talk about your experience here. Did you come to this country having already studied the banjo for a time?
Yeah, I studied the banjo for I think 1 or 1.5 years before I came here.
And the traditional bluegrass banjo and Scruggs style playing?
Yeah, that one's a Scruggs style from YouTube videos.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Right. And have you also played and tried clawhammer style banjo? And does that come of interest for you?
Yes, I did. I like it. I just focusing more on the 3-finger style
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, I like clawhammer banjo too.
And what was your objective in becoming involved in a sort of totally immersive traditional music program here in the States, and such a good program too?
Well, that's right. It's a really good program. I really like it here. And I think it was 3 years ago when I found out about bluegrass. So I heard the song on YouTube and what's this? And I started to listen to more and more, and that's when I decided to learn banjo. So I bought one in Hungary and started to pluck it. And when I heard about this program, I said, yes, I want to come here.
Ah, wow. And has it just been a great experience for you?
Yes.
Yeah. And I wonder could you talk a little bit about the sort of different kinds of traditional music that you draw upon in Hungary? Is the music different from region to region? For instance, in our country, we have Appalachian styles, we have other Southern styles. There are styles of old time music, fiddling. I'm most familiar with fiddling, from up in Canada. Can you talk a little bit about the regional differences in music?
Sure, yes. Well, our music is so each village has own specific style, which could be really different between villages, even villages that close to each other. And we are usually Hungarian music is about dance, so we serve the dancers when we play, and that's what we are always playing. So every village has a different kind of dance, and we play the specific music for the specific dance in the village. And
so that must then mean that you need to be pretty well versed in a lot of different kinds of styles. And are the when you talk about individual villages having their own particular sort of sound, are you talking about villages within the same region of the country?
Villages all across the country.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Wow. And what I'm wondering, Ruth, if you wouldn't mind stepping up too. I'm kind of wondering what you have learned from the Hungarian students about the differences in old time music in Hungary versus our what we call old time, which is 1940s, 1930s, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We think of old songs and our styles of music that might be from the 50s, 40s, 30s, and that's the 1930s, the 1940s. But the music in Hungary from these regions has been there quite a bit longer than that. And it's fascinating to be in areas when we got to go to their home country and hear the music there and see the dances that that the music's for. It was just fascinating to realize this has been there for so long and it's so dear to their hearts, just like the music that we get to enjoy and share here. They get to enjoy and share there with just as much passion and love as we do. And there just aren't that many differences in the music and in the cultures. And people are actually more similar than they are different. We find that people in other countries deal with the same things that we do. They have the same love and heartbreak and births and deaths and passions and food and and dance and all the same feelings that we have in the United States. They're in all these other cultures as well.
Indeed.
So we're definitely more similar than we are different.
Absolutely. But so same feelings, same experiences, but different dances. How would you describe the differences in the dancing? And anybody can jump in. You all experienced it. You were all there. Yeah.
Well,
Actually, there were, at one point, we were in a dance house in Budapest, and Ruth and I are standing over at the side watching this happen, and we're just amazed by all the things that were happening. And Ruth said, "That step, I know that step." And she said that's this dance that they were doing in a dance house in Budapest. She recognized a buzz step, something very similar to steps that we would commonly use here in dance. And so actually, there's a lot of similarities musically too. While many of the bands were playing, a number of us would look at one another and say, does that sound like, I don't know, Martha Campbell or, another part of a fiddle tune that we've heard for many years? And so I think it's very obvious that our history has roots in Hungary.
No. I wonder, thank you all. Piroska, I wonder if you wouldn't mind stepping out, because I'm so interested in your experience here, especially with your violin. I wonder, could you talk first about violin styles in the sort of the idiom you play in from Hungary, and what you would consider the main differences between the way, for instance, that you bow and voice on a fiddle in your country and with your traditional music, and what you experience here?
So for me, I learned my whole life that play as loud as I can for the dancers, and here it's so weird that I don't have to play really loud, because that's not my job. So that's a big difference.
So it's not your job.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
All of the instruments then are playing extra loud in Hungarian, traditional Hungarian folk music that you all play.
That's right.
Like, for instance, in the songs that you're going to play, you would play them. Okay, and that's to help the dancers?
Yes.
At one
so
point
they
you
can
said...
hear when they sing and
because
shout
we
and
don't have mics in a dance house.
Yeah.
It sounds very neat. So it seems to me that the dancers. I was watching a video or two that someone sent to me. It might have been Lucy, and it did appear that the whole scene was not just about the musicians. That it was a group experience, and that like you say, that the dancers were also expressing themselves, and part of your job was to see what they were doing and serve, like you said, Barney. You said serve them, right? Yeah, it's just beautiful. Can you demonstrate a little bit about some different sort of sounds that you get from a bow that are typical in your traditional music that are not typical in the music you do here, the American music you've learned?
Yeah, I think so. When we play wheelhouse, it's kind of similar because we play loud. It's a fiddle tune, but you have more songs that has a singer and has backup fiddle players.
In bluegrass music,
Yeah.
you mean?
So
Yeah.
you have the same type of fiddling, but we learn just that, just the
But
hard.
Yeah, but you also have sort of more of a you get more of a trill sound on your
yeah,
instrument, which I think is just beautiful.
This one or
Yes.
yeah, these are aesthetical things.
Yes. They do not sound like bluegrass.
Yeah.
They sound very Eastern European. You know, it's a beautiful sound. Can you talk to us a little bit, each of you, or maybe together, about the music that you're going to play for us now? Because you all are going to do. Are you going to do a couple of numbers, 2 or 3? Oh, that's great. Can you talk to us about those?
Yeah, of course.
About those songs?
So the first one we are going to play is from actually a bigger region, not just a village. So we have bigger regions too, and it's from a region called Somogy. And we actually put together some songs. We created like a medley, and so if we played for dance, we wouldn't play this short section of songs, but we would play one song maybe twice or three times or even more. Yeah, so that the dancers can decide what to dance for it. And so we just put together some songs, and we created a medley, and we were gonna play this one to you.
Can you talk a little bit about the instruments? Are there some different instrument sounds we're going to hear here?
Yeah, so you will hear the bass, which Marty is going to use a bow for it. And Piri is going to play the viola, actually. We call it bracha in Hungarian. Some of our friends here have already learned the name bracha. They call it bracha. And we've got this flute or whistle. We call it furuja. And well, actually, the mandolin is not a traditional Hungarian instrument, but we thought it would sound really good, and we have an instrument that is kind of similar to it in Hungary. So we put the mandolin in this.
Is the Hungarian mandolin instrument more like a mandola or something that's tuned differently? Is it?
It also has different kinds, like the mandolin and mandola, and
It's a whole
different
band.
Yeah. We have the whole band too.
Ah, sweet.
The instrument.
You want to go ahead and play that song? Sure. All right.
Sure.
Martón, I loved the thrum that you get out of your bass notes that you get with the bow that we wouldn't get by striking the notes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a great sound.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what's next?
So the next one will be from a different place. It's called Gyergyó, and actually this one is not that traditional because it's newer music. The musicians who were in that village learned classical music, so it affected their music. Well, actually, we put the classical flute in this medley that we created from that music because, well, like I said, I was hoping to play Hungarian folk music too on the flute, and I'm so happy I got to do that. So, mainly this. are going to do, I need to introduce a new instrument which Barney is going to play. It's called gardon, and though it looks like a string instrument, it's actually almost like a drum, because Barney is going to hit the strings with a stick, and I think it has a really cool sound. And we're going to play some music with using that instrument for you. This is this will be of course dance tunes, and it's from the region called Felcsik. It's actually in Transylvania, which was a part of Hungary. Enjoy.
Barney, do you mind telling us? Do you mind telling us what it is that you're holding in your hand there? Sure. The metal tin, or is it, unless it's something personal?
Yes, it's a really personal item. Here, I got this here in some of, I think, Walmart or something like that.
And gas station, maybe.
Gas station, yeah. And this stick is just a stick that Daxson ordered for me when I broke my first one.
Oh.
So.
So it features a tin from the local marathon station and a dowel from Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yes, that's right.
Good. All right,
That's
excellent,
right.
excellent.
We hit this instrument whatever we have and whatever sounds good.
Oh, great.
That's the secret of this.
I was just curious. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Wow. Wow, that was beautiful and physical. Okay, I have one more question before I make a couple of announcements. Okay, you say this is just a percussion instrument, but are the strings there just to give you spring from your? But it's tuned. That's what I don't understand. So you must be getting some tone from it, yes?
Yes.
And it's got a body.
There are strings.
Tell the story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this instrument is a great story. It started when the Christianity came to Hungary, so a long time ago, and they said, "Well, people, you don't play drum. Drums are devil's instrument, so don't play drums." And does it look like a drum to you? I mean, it has strings and everything. So people, Hungarian musicians, figured, okay, well, we play this one. It's not a drum, so.
Ah, that's great. And now they call here they call the fiddle the devil's, right?
Yeah.
So, there you go. Wow, well that's amazing. Those are beautiful songs. Thank you so much for playing them. Just bring me a lot of joy. And listeners, Red Barn Radio listeners, if that wasn't fun for you, then we don't want you on our team. Or I hope you enjoyed that as much as the rest of us did. We've got lots more music and conversation with the Mountain Music ambassadors. I'd like to take a moment, though, to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any Wednesday, remain available online for you to view at your convenience, along with live audio streams, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program. For heaven's sake, be sure to tell your friends and share what it is that you like about Red Barn Radio. Now for our guest next week, it's Lucas Wayne. Lucas Wayne is a storyteller at heart, singing about the everyday experiences and places he's been, growing up in rural eastern Kentucky and now southern Illinois. He's a classically trained singer and has this incredible vocal range and natural vibrato. It just stuns crowds with his voice alone. You must get on YouTube and check out some Lucas Wayne music. Paired with his heartfelt, often funny or sometimes devastatingly sad songs that he's been singing, he has really gathered a following and is an up-and-coming guy. Really want you to check him out. You can do it right here on the program. Next week, we're so excited to have Lucas Wayne with us, and I'll be happy to have you here with us, too. That's Lucas Wayne in studio and on Red Barn Radio's live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Now back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We welcome you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the horse capital of the world, Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome back the Mountain Music Ambassadors from Morehead State University in Morehead, Kentucky.
All right, this next one we're going to do is one of my all-time favorites. It's called Lowlands. I'm headed for the lowlands. Won't you please direct my way? Train is leaving shortly. There's no time for delay. She told me she'd be waiting. I'm not so sure she is. I heard that there's another man claims that she is his. Lowlands were my home when I was but a child. They will be my deathbed when I pass my time. I remember one summer day, the clouds began to build. We gathered the cattle which had scattered across the field. It started to rain and continue several days. River overflowed and the crops all went to waste. Lowlands were my home when I was but a child. They will be my deathbed when I pass my time. You know that I'm no failure, though my victories are few. I'm trying my best, but there's too much here to do. The girl I love once told me I made her feel secure. Hard to know I've been replaced. Nothing does endure. Lowlands were my home when I was but a child. They will be my deathbed when I pass my time. Lowlands were my home when I was but a child. They will be my deathbed when I pass my time.
Well, the students studying at the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, of course, study all of the history and theory associated with the music here in our Southern Mountain region, but we also pull heavily from contemporary stylings and artists, and right now we'd like to showcase that side of the show. This is Robert Myers to sing Mountain Jumper.
I see the green coyote in the distance, strolling through the desert long beneath the crescent moon. In the boomerang action, the noongayer climbed the hills, and I wonder, thunder and the lightning falls into a barren zone. Maybe someone saw me in the forest last Wednesday night, I don't know. I go there all the time, but then again I try to not to be seen in the green, 'cause I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. Yeah, I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. I look at the bones, purplish tones across the valley painted by the sagebrush, dry stuff and prairie waiting on a falling star. On a rock edge, hanging off a steep ledge, I climb on down into an oak tree. Rolling in its twisted limbs, I float above the ground. Running from a rolling, angry tumbleweed downhill in the wind. Sliding on the gravelly, traveling avalanches on the slope in the plain. 'Cause I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. Yeah, I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. Shaken by a low sound, the desert looming in the distance. Dry stuff and prairie waiting on a falling star. water out of nowhere, flying through the air. I see the tidal wave and I'm under. Holding in my breath, I sink into the desert sea. Swimming through the turning and churning into the afternoon sun. Up above. Floating river canyon abandoned by sand and heat and all the rocks on the plain. Cause I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. Yeah, I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. Yeah, I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night. I'm a mountain jumper when I ride the night.
Caroline in the time. Let's go straight in.
She came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time. And she spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. And she talked of trails she walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pine. There's a new moon on the 14th, first quarter, the 21st, and the full moon in the last week brings the fullness to the earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork of the world's heart or mind. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the pine. As the frost shows on the windows and the wood stove smokes and blows, as the fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we talked of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right, Carolina in the pine.
Well, I don't know that we have introduced everybody. I know we've introduced Piri and Martzi and Csenge and Barney. I've mentioned Robert Myers. And on the guitar, he's going to sing for us in just a moment. This is Jakin Irwin. He comes to us from the state of Ohio. Let's make Jakin welcome. And the young man that just sang that song for you comes all the way from the state of Michigan. This is Tom Lyngklip. And we'd like to feature Lucy Becker right now on a heartfelt number. This is called You're the One.
You're the one that made me cry. at me and said goodbye. You're the one that made me blue. So how's it feel now that you're the one it's happened to? Now you're back holding me with open arms. What happened to the one you met with all that charm? You say she's gone, you're all alone. Well, that's a shame. If you think real hard, I know you'll see just who's to blame. You're the one that made me cry. Oh, you're the one that laughed at me and said goodbye. You're the one that made me blue. So how's it feel now that you're the one it's happened to? You're begging me to think about the love we shared. Yet it seems to me not too long ago you didn't care. The one you left no longer lives within my heart. See, the game you played so recklessly tore it all apart. Oh, you're the one who made me cry. Oh, you're the one that laughed at me and said goodbye. Oh, you're the one that made me blue. So how's it feel now that you're the one it's happened to? So tell me, how's it feel now that you're the one? Oh, how's it feel to be the one? You're the one, you're the one, you're the one. You're the one, you're the one, you're the one.
All right. All right.
Brad, how long do we have?
I'll tell you, I'd say just keep going. I inserted my teaser at the wrong time, which means, so what that means is that all the teasing has been done. Now you can just do, you can go right ahead and go right through to Beulah Land.
Okay, let's
and then we'll
that.
do the next interview.
You got it.
Sound good?
We love to incorporate gospel music, first of all, because we enjoy it, but it's also an important part of our cultural heritage. It's where so many folks hear harmony for the first time and maybe learn to do that themselves. So we'd always enjoy getting to sing this with Jake, and this is Beulah Land.
I'm kind of homesick for a country to which I've never been before. There's just a few more days to labor, but then I'll take my heavenly flight. Beulah And someday on thee I'll stand, where my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. I'm looking now across that river. It's where my faith's gonna end in sight. There's just a few more days to labor, and then I'll take my heavenly flight. Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, where my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, where my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land.
Well, why don't we do another gospel number that I've always loved this song. It's heard Doyle Lawson do it many years ago. And it's fun because we have a quartet, but we also have Ruth doing this fifth part that's really fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. This is called On the Sea of Life.
We are on the sea of life, sailing to a better home, where the saints of all the earth shall abide. Leaving all their trials here, many pleasures wait us there, when we cross the foam and reach the other side. We are sailing onward, sailing, sailing o'er the foam. We are talking to the captain as the angry billows hum. Soon, yes, soon we'll reach the harbor and be safely o'er the tide. We are going onward to the other side. Many millions now abide in that home beyond the tide, where the ransom pilgrims wait free from care. There is room on board for all who will heed the captain's call and take ship for heaven's country bright and fair. They are sailing onward, sailing, sailing o'er the foam. We are talking to the captain as the angry billows hum. Soon, yes, soon we'll reach the harbor and be safely o'er the tide. We are going onward to the other side. We are sailing onward, sailing, sailing o'er the foam. We are talking
All right. Well, Daxson, maybe you guys could do a couple of things that are a little more emotional than just to
We'll try.
Yeah,
Next time,
help us go a little bit
I promise
deeper.
to make you cry.
you already done it.
Already did.
Thank you.
Well, I think that, actually, I love that because I think it means we're doing it with feel and everyone's playing passionately.
Yeah. Oh, it's just beautiful. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take just a few minutes to get everyone introduced, and I think it would be interesting for our audience to know. We already spoke with the exchange students, so we've had a little conversation with you. I would love for you all to sort of form, those of you who are from the States, sort of semicircle around the main vocal mic there. And each of you, if you wouldn't mind, not necessarily in alphabetical order, but in some order of your choosing. Maybe you could just step up, say, where you're from, how you came to this kind of music, and how Morehead has worked for you as a path, and then what you sort of envision to be the next steps, whether doing this as a profession, as a hobby, moving on to do other things in addition to music. Who would like to start us off? Jakin?
Sure.
Okay, or Lucy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lucy Becker. I will be graduating from the program in about a month. I first got into traditional music, I think, via Alison Krauss. Alison Krauss in Union Station was probably my first exposure to this music, and I've just fallen in love with it ever since. And I discovered the program via a teacher and mentor of mine named Jesse Wells. And he invited me down to Morehead, and I had lunch with him and Raymond McLain, and the rest was history. So here I am playing with all these amazing, incredible students and teachers, and the next step for me, I would say to just keep doing what I'm doing now, which is playing country fiddle. It is my favorite thing to do. I like playing country fiddle. I like singing harmony. I'm learning the pedal steel, so I'm going to keep working on that, get my chops up, and start playing some country pedal steel, and I hope to tour with a band and as well as do studio stuff and record some of my own music. So,
all right, all right, Lucy Becker. Who's next?
All right, I guess I'll go.
From Michigan.
Yeah. But yeah, so a couple years ago, I guess 2018 is when I really started getting into this. I got my first guitar at 16. I was trying to learn surf rock. That didn't go well. My mom looked on Facebook and she saw down at the bluegrass school in Hyden, they were having a one-day camp in August to play mandolin with Bobby Osborne. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to go down and do that. It was during the festival they have. And so I went down there, did that, and they gave me a tour of the school. And by that December, I was registered, and it was a 2-year program. So I finished that up amazing. It was time of my life, and then I came here to finish it up, and it's been also an amazing ride.
So you got 2 of the 4 years you needed credited down there. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
It's been fun. I was fortunate to be around Bobby Osborne quite a bit, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Kind of a character, him.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, right.
I love him.
And your game plan from here? Do you?
Well, I just
continue
love to
on?
figure it out.
Back to Michigan?
No.
Oh.
There's
Why
a
did
wide
you say
world.
that?
I've been to Hungary now.
All right.
I can see the whole world.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
That's terrific. All right. Step up from Pennsylvania.
Yep. From the great north.
Yes.
Yeah. My name's Robert Myers.
Uh-huh.
I came to this music very early on in life. I listened to a lot of it when I was really young. My dad showed me a lot of the J.D. Crowe albums, and I'm originally from North Carolina, so I listened to a lot of Doc Watson. I lived like 30 minutes from where Doc Watson lived. So I was lucky enough to be born close and like familial-wise and location-wise. That's the reason I came to Morehead is primarily this program for sure. It's sort of being in Pennsylvania, the first school that most people think about going to is not Morehead, if you could believe it. But I was lucky enough to come across the traditional music program and get some really good opportunities at the university that brought me here, and I haven't regretted it for a moment. I've loved pretty much every second of it. I've had a great time playing with all these people, and I'm a freshman this year, so I've got 3 more years of it, which I'm excited for.
All right.
And then I suppose afterwards is a little while still, but
Yes.
I'd like to continue performing, doing what I'm doing. I'm just trying to perform more and more, and it's what I really like to do, is perform and write my own music. So
All right.
that's the goal from here on out, I suppose.
Well, we'd like to see you keep doing that too.
Thanks.
So that's terrific. And I suppose years ago people didn't have as many choices for traditional music programs,
Yeah,
and
certainly not.
and it's because of programs like because of the success of the program at Morehead, what Daxson 2001, is that when the KCTM opened? Kentucky Center for Traditional Music?
Well, the center began in the year 2000, but became accredited, I believe, in 2012. Is that right, Raymond?
That's 2014 was our first graduating class.
Okay.
So that was, all right, so then, but you all were the first traditional music school where someone could actually get their bachelor's degree in traditional music, yes? True?
We were the second, but the first accredited in Kentucky.
Wow, that's terrific, yeah. All right, good. How about Jakin from Ohio? Jakin, I didn't know you were from Ohio. That explains a lot.
It's the bluegrass state. You just don't know it yet. So my name's Jakin. I'm from Adams County, Ohio.
Where's that?
Represent. Right on the border, like 30 minutes from Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
I still got in-state tuition.
Oh.
Big factor. But this is my second full year, fourth semester here. I originally was just going to go to a conservatory in Cincinnati and study classical music as the avenue that I was going to go with.
What instrument?
Well, it was voice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did voice lessons. Shout out Tom Hamrick, love that guy. But I took a unvisited, unaccredited visit down here, and it was the only school that I didn't schedule a visit with from my high school. And I met with Raymond, and we played a little bit, and we discussed double majoring, and as soon as I figured out that was possible, I was all in.
And the other major for you, English, right?
Yep.
And is it your intention to teach high school and keep playing music, but also teaching school? Not for a lucrative living, but for a living.
I'm planning on going for my master's and doctorate program, hopefully an accelerated program. The end goal is to teach collegiate English. And in the summer, leave open for professional playing music, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I've had a great time here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wow. All right. That's terrific. There's one question that I still had for Barney and Csenge, which is this. You know, when our students think about how they came to this music, Lucy mentioned Alison Krauss. The rest of you have other. You mentioned J.D. Crowe. I wonder if you all too are there particular musicians in the traditional music scene in where you live who you emulate? Players, whether on banjo or whether Csenge as vocalists or people who play the similar kind of flute that you play. Do you have sort of heroes of those kinds where you are?
Hungary?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And maybe that's a dumb question, but I think I'm just kind of curious to know if you have followed that path and thought a lot about when you listen to old records of some of these performers, do you find yourself copying them, emulating them?
Yes, of course. We always try to copy those people in Hungarian folk music. That's the main goal, to kind of be like them, but also letting the music go through us and putting ourselves in too, but mainly trying to do the same as they did because it's great.
Yeah, indeed. And so do you also imagine yourself playing other kinds of music other than traditional? Is traditional music just one kind of music that you all play? Are you also interested in pop music? Lucy plays country. Others of you are into country and other forms of sort of new grass. Do you all play other reggae, wrestling? Do you also have an interest in performing in other kinds of musical sort of idioms?
Well, we are certainly interested in bluegrass.
Yeah, that's that's a really good one.
Yeah. Well, I'm also interested in playing classical. That's what I started with, and I still love it.
Huh.
And with my brother, we have a band at home. It's kind of pop, folk stuff.
And will you start to incorporate some American bluegrass music
banjo.
into your set list?
Sure.
That's great. It has been such a joy to have you all here with us tonight, and thankfully it's not over. You get to play a few more tunes for us, and I want to thank you all for your time and for being with us, and also for continuing to play some more music for us.
Well, thank you for having us, Brad. It's
Yeah.
always an honor to be on Red Barn and to have the opportunity to be with you.
Well, Daxson, I remember when you were on the program, and you were just a little boy when I first met you.
That's what Ed
Never.
said.
So, well, welcome. Let's hear some more music from the Mountain Music Ambassadors from
How about
Morehead,
High
Kentucky.
Collar Sunshine?
All right.
I met her there one morning, hiking on her way. She smiled at me as I drove up, said it's gonna be a happy day. And I call her sunshine, that's what she is to me. And I can't get her off my mind, her face keeps haunting me. Faded jeans and hair like gold, smile warm as summer sun. I hope I find that gal again, for now I know that she's the one. And I call her sunshine, that's what she is to me. And I can't get her off my mind, her face keeps haunting me. Well, I was a lonesome traveler when I met her on that day. I looked into her smiling eyes, and my blues just up and ran away. And I call her sunshine, that's what she is to me. And I can't get her off my mind, her face keeps haunting me. And I can't get her off my mind, her face keeps haunting me.
That's great. Well, we're going to, I think we have time to do about 2 more numbers for you, and then we'll say goodnight. We'd like to ask Jakin to come up and do a tune called When You Go Walking After Midnight.
When you go walking after midnight over on the wrong side of town, walk down many streets, many lost souls you meet, whose lives are broken like mine. You'll find souls wandering out in darkness, whose place in life they'll never find.
many lost souls you meet, whose lives are broken like mine. Over on the wrong side of town, walk down many streets, many lost souls you'll meet, whose lives are broken like mine. Walk down many streets, many lost souls you'll meet, whose lives are broken like mine.
Yeah, sure, you got this. Csenge, would you tell them about a Coney Bell?
So the three of us, Ruth and Piri and I, are going to sing a nice song for you. I love it. It's called a Coney Bell, and it's about a flower named the Coney Bell, and it's about hope, maybe. And listen for the words because I think it's beautiful.
The fairest bloom the mountain knows is not an iris or wild rose, but a little flower of which I tell, known as spring, the Coney Bell. A simple flower, so small and plain, with a pearly hue and a little long mane. But a yellow bird sing when they see it bloom, for they know that spring is coming soon. It makes its home with the rocks and rills, where the snow lies deep on the windy hills, and it tells the world, why should I wait? This ice and snow is gonna melt away, and so I sing that yellow bird song for the troubled times will soon be gone.
All right. All right. Well, there are many people to thank for our broadcast. First, the Mountain Music Ambassadors, our guest on tonight's program. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, speaking of you, be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And now, before we bid you farewell, I wonder if we might ask you to come back and do just one more parting number.
Well, sure.
Do you have something for us, Daxson? I know you do.
Well, we'd be glad to do that, Brad.
I love that.
Thanks again for all that you and Ed and everyone else here all that you do to bring good music to our region, and the sense of community that you all help to cultivate in our region. We're very thankful for each of you. Thanks for including us in your season. We couldn't be any more happy to be here.
Back at you, Daxson.
Well, if it's okay, we'd like to do a fiddle tune that comes from the bluegrass repertoire. This is called Bluegrass in the Backwoods, and it has some differences. We're going to incorporate bowed bass, which comes from the Hungarian tradition. Csenge is going to take a really amazing flute solo. There are a lot of fun things coming your way. This is Bluegrass in the Backwoods.
Mountain Music Ambassadors. Well, that is all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. And it's always great to hear from all of you who listen to Red Barn Radio's archive performances on your favorite streaming platforms as well. Speaking of you, listeners, please, before, during, or after you enjoy Red Barn Radio, take just a moment to engage with us. Your comments, your sharing, certainly your choice to subscribe matter so much to us, and they'll keep us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. But now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again next week for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you next time.